have themselves identified or enumerated?
The government needs to sensitize the public about the advantages of this and let us know what happened to the previous ones and how this is going to be different. Government has to do that. Maybe the Minister of Information might want to go on statewide tour or zone-wide tour and let us know the need for this at this point in time. Or newspaper paid publications, newspaper articles, come on talk shows, hold workshops, go to different schools.
In the bowels of...
go to the local governments.
My village, for instance, doesn't read the newspaper.
Your village has a local government. Your village
belongs to
radio.
Local government,
yes, you probably listen to the radio.
We've got a caller from Abuja. Izagbe, please go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, please, go on.
Hello? Yeah, it's Izagbe, I'm calling from Abuja. You see, the one major problem we have, the ID card scheme in Nigeria, is all part of the inconsistencies in policy implementation in this country. You see one government comes in with one policy, the money is not there at all. You see one government comes with one policy and as it's going out, it is thrown out of the window by the incoming government. Recently, the new ID card scheme said that was calling on all other agencies to key into the national ID card scheme for the identity and so forth. We hope that this is going to be implemented and all incoming administration will adhere to it so that we don't continue to waste resources. There is no need doing head count, population head count, doing voters registration, doing driver's license. All these are data-based issues. Why don't you have a system so that Nigerians across the world can key into it? Wherever you are, you can be identified. You have an identification number with which you can do business and do whatever you want to do as far as your citizenship as Nigeria is concerned. And of course, for the national ID card scheme, I think it has to do with, we should start with, as you come into life, the day you are born, you should get an identity with which you can print out when you come of age. Not necessarily waiting until you are 18 years before you can get an identity card as a Nigerian.
Thank you very much, Izagbe. Thank you very much. Now, I guess...
Just one moment,
yes.
please. Please call us as soon as you are patched into the studio. You need to kill the volume of your television set, otherwise we cannot hear you clearly in the studio. Please kill the volume of your television set as soon as you are patched into the studio so that we can hear you clearly. Thank you.
All right, Balaji, your thought on that? It seems it resonates with what you were saying about starting it early in terms of counting and being able to have a number, a unique number for each individual from a very early age. I guess that's what he was also...
What I'm saying. I agree with him, but personally, I think we should focus on our number itself, the population of Nigeria, before the ID card. So once we know the numbers of Nigerians, or we have a good idea of the number of Nigerians we have, then we cannot focus on having national ID card for that number of people. Because at this point we heard Festus Odumegu, the former chairman of the National Population Commission, they say that all the numbers we had before lack integrity, that doesn't believe them. So let us come up with a system and a process that will give us a good idea of a trustworthy number of Nigerians we have now. Then we now move on to having a national ID card for Nigerians. That's my opinion.
Well, you are stoking the hornet's nest. You know all the palaver we've had about census in Nigeria.
Yeah, but...
And some people say that in some areas they count the cows and the goats.
Yeah, but you know, we have to get it right. I mean, if we don't get the numbers right, we're not going to get the national ID right also, my opinion. So we wouldn't know the number of IDs we're going to have. It's no estimate.
Can't the national ID lead to us knowing exactly how many we are?
We should know how many we have because we have. It can. But if we don't know how many we are, how do we issue ID card to the number of people? I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it.
Which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
That's what I said, personally, I think we need to know the number National Population Commission should do their job first before going into national ID card management or having a national ID card. That's
What do you think?
That's my
Well,
opinion.
you've said it all. It's like the chicken and the egg. I think that if we can do registration, it will take care of even national census. If we register, let's say, from age 16 or even less upwards, then we have an idea of the adult population.
No, but for census, I think babies are also counted.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm saying. Then we have an idea of that, and then those that are already identified as Nigerians, as adult Nigerians, you have your identity card. Then census can now take care of everybody else. And then, of course, birth and death registration, authentic birth and death registrations, will take care of the rest. So whichever way we start it, but I disagree a little bit with him.
Okay.
We can do registration even before census.
For census.
Yes, even before census, because it will further authenticate this our controversial census figures. You know.
We have a caller on the line as well. Adigbowoye, calling in from Ondo. Please go ahead, make your point very quickly.
Hello?
Yes, we hope we've switched off the volume of your television set. Please go ahead and make your point.
I'm Dr. Adigbowoye. I'm calling from Monday. National ID card is a good program. But the problem now is that how we show that we will not invest the money into just like what we had in the last one, 2015. That the money was invested and we were not issued good quality ID card. So it's a good thing to know the identity of our citizens. This will even minimize the issue of this difficulty risk. Everybody is being identified. The security people will be able to do their job properly. By the time you are being arrested now, and you cannot produce your other ID card, then that person is a suspect. You understand? So I think this is a good program, but are we sure that the government will not give it to somebody that will at the end of the day mess up the whole thing? So I think we need people who are trustworthy, who are sincere to do the job, and ensure that we need competition. Because by the time we have a good program, people are not competing with you. You're going to be a failure at the end of the day. So we have to, in terms of awareness, take awareness at the grassroots level. So when there's awareness, they are aware that this
Thank you, Adigbowoye. Thank you. We get your point now. Thank you very much. How do you respond to his thoughts there, Balaji?
Yes, he didn't say nothing new. I agree with him. We all agree that it's a good idea. It's a welcome idea for us to have a national ID. We all agree with that. But the problem is the society that we run in, the kind of Nigeria we operate, what we expect from a government, the mistrust between the public and the governance. That's what the problem is. Are we sure that this process is not going to be another waste? Are we sure that people involved are not going to compromise when it comes to the finances being handed over to them? Those are the issues.
So being skeptical and cynical to some extent is justifiable because they've done something in the past and it was never completed and we don't know where the money went to.
Exactly. And I stand to be corrected. We haven't been told why the one we did a few years ago failed. Why we must do another one. I don't know the reason. Personally, I don't. So probably we need somebody to actually enlighten us on that so that people like me will be encouraged to take it up seriously. Because to me, I think it's just another avenue to siphon public money.
So what we should be seeing now is a way of registering the newborns or those who didn't take part in the one that we did, 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
I won't simply say yes to that because I don't even know what happened to the one we did before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if the system was right,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
That's what we should be
saying.
saying.
Additions on top of what we
yes,
have.
exactly.
existing.
Because all of us
Yes,
at our age should have our own
national
identity
ID.
cards.
Yeah.
Exactly.